I'm born and raised in Peru and uh, live in Lima in the suburban areas, which is different from the suburban areas here in the state. There's growing up, it was a lot of need, a lot of um, lack of resources, but still we maintain the sense of community in our family, and we grew up in an environment that was kind of like close to the main city, but also farmland. So it was interesting to see again, like still having the cow, the farm, but also you drive 20 more minutes and then you start seeing the buildings and all of that. So, and we live 20 minutes away from the beach, and which again, you can see that different contrasts or different socioeconomic status. So, like I say, there was a lot of need, but we uh, always try to stay together as a family. There was a lot of needs growing up because of just of the lack of resources or infrastructure. Um, that I think that played a significant role or impact in my life to kind of mature faster and be able to be aware of what I wanted to be as an adult, but also for my family. Again, going back to it's just not just for me, but also it will be something that will benefit my whole family and my community. So I always wanted to be go to school, go to college. Always has a dream to come to the state because that's what we saw in the TV. You know, like people going to the United States, living in the States, and that's something that always kind of grew up uh, wanted to do, and I was given the opportunity when I was 23 years old to come to the state. I think one of the considerations or things that impacted in my life was the influence of my mentors and professors in my community college. So I earned my degree in business administration, and had some professor, you're very good with numbers, you should go for accounting, you're not gonna make a lot of money. But also have other people saying like, Alex, you have these qualities that are very unique to be a social worker, and and that's something that you should consider to become a social worker. And I said like, well, I'm gonna pray about it, I'm gonna decide it, but my heart leaned more toward people to help people, and that's what I decided to do. So I decided to pursue a bachelor's degree in social work and get my bachelor's, and then was given the opportunity to work for the state of Maryland and pursue my master's degree and continue working for the state of Maryland in child welfare. And that was, again, a life-changing experience for me, but also I was able to utilize my skills to be able to change people's lives. So I know that I mentioned this to you before. I was the only bilingual social worker in the county, in my county, Season County, during that time that I worked there. And it was a lot of need. It was a lot of need within the Hispanic community, but also other organizations trying to reach out to me for support because they didn't have many trained bilingual individuals. So I was very involved in my community, along with, as well as with my church, doing reach out and be able to work with whatever was a need for the Hispanic community. So I would say there is, when it comes to Hispanic or working with the Hispanic community, there is a lot of um, support when it comes to for Hispanic individuals to be able to learn English. So because of the language barrier, that could, if we overcome the language barrier, they will have an opportunity for them to be educated, but to have accessibility to other opportunities, to resources, and I think that's something that institutions, organizations, churches are doing to promote in our community, and also for some organizations to be able to educate, okay, what is something that is available for the Hispanic community. So personally, what I have been doing to be able to make an impact on the Hispanic community is to be able to support people who have a need when it comes to documentation, whether it's for immigration purposes, whether it's for a school, whether it's for medical purposes. So I have people reaching out to me and for me to be able to help them in that process, because they are unfamiliar with the language, they are unfamiliar with how to complete forms, they are unfamiliar with some of the benefits that they might be eligible to receive, but because of the lack of education, the lack of knowledge, they don't know. So they, and also educating about this is what are your rights are, this is what services are available in the community, and also to connect them to other Hispanics who are in the community.